Hello and welcome back to Capybara English Listening. Thank you for being here and for learning English with us. Your time and dedication mean a lot, and we're so happy to be part of your journey. Every lesson, every word, and every small step brings you closer to fluency. Stay with us, keep practicing, and let's improve together. Now, let's get started with today's lesson. One, people learn English for years but still can't speak. Many people study English for a long time. They learn words, read books, and do grammar exercises. But when they try to speak, they stop. They don't know what to say. Their mind is empty. They feel nervous. Why does this happen? Because they learn English like a school subject, not like a real language. They remember grammar rules, but they don't practice speaking. Speaking is a skill. You need to use it just like riding a bike or swimming. If you only read about swimming but never go into the water, will you swim? No, it's the same with English. You must speak if you want to learn. If you don't use English, you will never be fluent. Many learners think they need to study for years before they can start speaking, but this is a mistake. If you don't use the words you learn, you forget them quickly. Language is not just knowledge, it is action. You can only improve if you use what you know in real conversations. Solution: speak every day, even for a few minutes. Talk to yourself, repeat sentences, or find a speaking partner. The more you speak, the easier it gets. Make speaking a habit. Even if you make mistakes, keep going. Your confidence will grow. 2. The biggest mistake is fear of making mistakes. Many people are afraid of speaking English. They think, what if I say something wrong? They don't want to make mistakes, but mistakes are part of learning. Even native speakers make mistakes. Babies don't know grammar, but they learn by trying. If you don't speak, you don't improve. Fear stops your progress. Some people wait until they are ready to speak. But that day never comes. They keep learning, but they never start talking. They think that making mistakes is embarrassing, but in reality, mistakes help you improve. The only way to get better is to speak, even if your grammar is not perfect. The more you practice, the better you will become. Learning a language is about communication, not perfection. No one will judge you for trying. The only real mistake is staying silent and not giving yourself a chance to improve. Solution: accept mistakes. They help you learn. Speak even if it's not perfect. Start small, talk to yourself, record your voice, or use simple sentences. Every mistake brings you closer to fluency. The more you speak, the less fear you will have. 3. Translation slows you down. Many learners think in their native language first. Then they translate into English. This makes speaking slow and difficult. The structure of sentences is different in every language. If you translate word by word, your English sounds unnatural. Also, translation takes time. In a conversation, you don't have time to think about every word. This is why many learners freeze when they try to speak. They are too busy translating instead of thinking directly in English. The more you translate, the harder it becomes to speak fluently. Your brain works faster when it connects words directly to meaning instead of another language. Thinking in English will help you speak more naturally. When you hear a word, you should understand it immediately without translation. The faster your brain processes English, the more fluent you will become. Solution: learn words with pictures, not translations. Think directly in English. When you see an apple, no, don't think of a word in your native language, just think of apple. The more you practice, the faster your brain will work. Surround yourself with English so that your brain gets used to the language naturally. 4. Lack of listening practice. People read books and study grammar, but they don't listen enough. This is a big problem. When they hear English, they don't understand. Native speakers speak fast. They use short forms, connected words, and slang. If you don't train your ears, you won't understand real conversations. Many learners only focus on written English, so when they hear natural speech, they panic. This makes them afraid to listen to real conversations. But the more you listen, the more your brain adapts. Listening is like a muscle. You need to train it regularly. Without listening, your speaking will also be weak. You need to hear how words are pronounced and how sentences sound in real speech. Solution: listen to English every day. Use simple podcasts, audiobooks, and videos. At first, it's okay if you don't understand everything. Your brain will get used to the sounds. Over time, listening will become easier. Try repeating words and phrases that you hear. They memorize words but don't use them. Some people learn long lists of words. They write them in notebooks. They repeat them again and again. But when they need to use these words, they forget them. Why? Because they never use them in real life. Words stay in memory when they are used. If you only memorize them, they disappear fast. Language is not just about knowing words, it is about using them in real situations. If you don't put words into context, they won't stay in your brain. Memorization is not enough. You need real practice. Reading words alone does not help if you don't connect them to conversations, writing, and listening. Solution: use new words in sentences. Write about your day, describe pictures, or tell a story. The more you use a word, the better you remember it. Use flashcards, but also say words out loud in full sentences. 6. Grammar obsession blocks fluency. Many learners want to speak perfect English. They think too much about grammar. Before saying a sentence, they try to make it 100% correct. This slows them down. They feel nervous. They lose confidence. Native speakers don't think about grammar when they talk. They focus on communication. You don't need perfect grammar to be understood. The fear of making grammar mistakes can stop you from speaking at all. But if you speak, even with small errors, people will understand you. Communication is more important than correctness. Grammar improves naturally over time, but only if you use English actively. Solution: use simple sentences. Don't focus on rules. The most important thing is to speak. Grammar will improve naturally with practice. Speak without overthinking every rule. They don't create an English-speaking environment. If you only study English in class or for 1 hour a week, it's not enough. Your brain forgets the language when you don't use it. Think about small children. They hear their language all day. That's why they learn fast. If you only hear English for a short time, it's hard to improve. Many learners keep English as a separate part of their life. They think, I will study for 30 minutes, then go back to my normal language. But this slows progress. Your brain needs to hear, see, and use English every day, just like native speakers do. The more English you include in your daily life, the faster you will improve. Solution: surround yourself with English. Change your phone settings. Watch YouTube videos in English. Follow English-speaking people on social media. Listen to music and try to understand the words. Make English part of your daily life. Write your shopping list in English. Read simple articles or even children's books in English. Talk to yourself in English when doing small tasks, like cooking or walking. The more you use English, the easier it becomes. 8 inconsistent practice leads to forgetting. Some people study English for a week, then stop for a month. Then they start again. They feel like beginners every time. Learning English is like going to the gym. If you exercise every day, you get stronger. If you stop, you lose progress. It's the same with language. Many learners say, I don't have time. But even 5 to 10 minutes a day is better than nothing. If you stop practicing, your brain forgets the words and grammar you learned. This is why many people feel like they are stuck and not improving. The key to fluency is consistency, not intensity. It's better to study for 10 minutes every day than for 2 hours once a week. Solution: study a little every day. Even 10 minutes is good. The key to success is consistency. Set small goals like learning 5 new words daily or listening to one English song. Create a simple routine that you can follow every day. For example, read in English while drinking coffee or watch a short English video before bed. Small habits lead to big improvements. They compare themselves to others and lose motivation. Many people feel bad because someone else speaks better. They say, I will never be as good as them. This thinking is dangerous. Everyone learns at their own speed. Maybe that person has studied longer. Maybe they live in an English-speaking country. Comparing will only make you feel bad. Some learners watch fluent speakers and think, I will never speak like that. But they don't see the hard work behind fluency. Comparing yourself to others makes you lose confidence, and when you lose confidence, you stop practicing. The only person you should compare yourself to is your past self. If today you can say more than yesterday, you are improving. Solution: focus on your progress. Look at how much you have improved. Every step forward is a success. Keep a journal of your learning journey. Write down words and phrases you learned each week. Record your voice speaking English and listen after a few months to see how much better you sound. Remember, progress is progress, no matter how small. The solution is to speak every day, even with mistakes. Fluency doesn't come from perfection. It comes from practice. If you wait until your English is perfect, you will never speak. The best way to learn is to use English every day. Talk to people, write messages, listen to English, and think in English. Many learners make excuses. I don't have a speaking partner, or I don't live in an English-speaking country. But there are many ways to practice without these things. You can talk to yourself, record your voice, or even think in English. You don't need a perfect environment. You just need to start. Solution: start now. Speak, even if it's not perfect. The more you practice, the better you will get. Every mistake is progress. Don't be afraid. Just start. Find small ways to speak every day. Try repeating English phrases after a video, describing what you see around you, or having a short conversation with a friend. Every time you speak, you are improving. Every expert was once a beginner. Your English doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be used. The more you practice, the better you get. The only way to fail is to stop trying. Start today. Even one small step will bring you closer to fluency.